Life moves quickly, and at times it can feel like the whole world is collapsing around you. Stress, uncertainty, overwhelming emotions. How do you stay grounded when everything feels out of control? Buddhism offers a profound yet simple truth. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. But in today's chaotic world, remaining untouched by negativity can seem almost impossible. Every day we face disappointment, fear, anger, and anxiety. Our minds race, emotions take over, and before we know it, we lose ourselves in the chaos. Have you ever wondered why some people stay calm no matter what life throws at them? How do monks, philosophers, and spiritual leaders cultivate a peace so deep, so unwavering, that nothing seems to shake them? In this video, we'll explore 10 powerful Buddhist principles that can help you become unshakable in the face of life's storms. And if you stick around until the end, you'll uncover a hidden, life-changing insight that could transform your perspective forever. Lesson 1. Be still like the ocean depths, not restless like the surface. Picture the ocean during a storm. Waves crash, winds howl, but deep below the surface, all is calm. The deeper you go, the quieter it becomes. Life works the same way. The surface, your daily life, is filled with stress, deadlines, conflict, and noise. But just like the ocean, you have a choice. Live at the surface, tossed around by every wave, or sink deeper into your inner stillness, where no storm can reach you. Most people search for peace in external things, relationships, success, material comfort. But the moment those things shift, a breakup, a lost job, a failed plan, their peace disappears. Why? Because it was never truly theirs. It depended on things they couldn't control. True peace is cultivated within. Imagine walking down a crowded street and someone insults you. Most people would react: anger, defensiveness, frustration. But what if instead you took a breath and asked, "Is this worth disturbing my peace?" That brief pause creates space. Space to respond, not react. In that space, you reclaim your power. This is the essence of being like the ocean depths, still, grounded, untouched by the surface storm. Ask yourself, what external forces are dictating your inner peace right now? Fear of judgment, unmet expectation, constant comparison. What if, instead of chasing calm outside, you turned inward? Here's how to begin. Every morning before the world rushes in, sit in silence. Just 5 minutes of deep breathing. No phone, no distractions. Let stillness anchor you. Throughout the day, when something triggers you, pause, breathe, ask, "Is this worth my peace?" Spend time in nature. Watch the trees, feel the breeze, observe the sky. Nature doesn't hurry, doesn't fight, and yet everything gets done. Inner peace doesn't mean avoiding life's storm. It means realizing that, no matter what happens outside, you can remain still within. The ocean does not plead with the wind to calm. It simply exists, deep, silent, and steady. You can be the same, but this doesn't happen overnight. It's a practice, a daily commit, a choice made moment by moment. So the next time you feel anxious, overwhelmed, or angry, take a step back, close your eyes, and imagine sinking into yourself, past the noise, past the drama, to that quiet space within, where nothing can touch you. That is where real peace, not in the outside world, but in the depths of your being. Everything else, joy, pain, success, failure, will come and go, but your ability to remain centered, that's eternal. True strength isn't about control, it's about surrender. It's not about fighting the storm, but knowing that deep within, the storm cannot reach you. Lesson 2. Respond. Don't react. It might sound strange, but this is exactly what many of us do. We get hit by life's first arrow, an insult, a setback, a loss, and then we drive a second one into ourselves with our reaction: anger, blame, anxiety, self-pity, and often the second arrow hurts even more than the first. Buddha once said, "When the arrow of suffering strikes, do not let a second arrow come from your own mind." Life is full of first arrows, things we can't control. Someone cuts you off in traffic, A colleague criticizes you. A loved one lets you down. But the second arrow, that's our choice. It's the mental storm we create after the fact. When we react impulsively, we hand our peace over to the situation. But when we respond mindfully, we reclaim control. Imagine tossing a stone into a calm lake. The ripples are gentle, and the water quickly returns to stillness. Now imagine throwing the same stone into already choppy water. Waves scatter in all directions. Your mind works the same way. If it's calm, external events cause only minor ripples, but if it's already agitated, every small disturbance creates chaos. The goal is to become like the still water, able to respond, not react. Ask yourself, how often do you react out of habit? A rude comment sparks instant anger. A minor delay ruins your whole day. Someone disagrees with you, and you immediately feel the need to defend yourself. These are reactions, automatic, emotional, conditioned by fear or ego. Responses, on the other hand, are thoughtful, intentional, and wise. They come from clarity, not chaos. So how do you begin to respond instead of react? Start with this. Pause, just for 3 seconds. Count 1, 2, 3. In that pause, you break the cycle. You create space for choice. Ask yourself, do I want to react emotionally or respond with wisdom? Observe what triggers you the most. Is it criticism? Being ignored? Failing at something? Awareness is the first step to change. Instead of reacting with frustration, try responding with curiosity. Instead of reacting defensively, respond with understanding. Instead of panicking, respond with trust. This shift won't happen overnight, but with consistent practice, it becomes second nature. And when it does, you'll notice something remarkable. People no longer have power over your emotions. External events no longer dictate your peace. You become steady, grounded, unshakable, because in the end, it's not what happens to you that defines your inner state. It's how you choose to respond. The world will fire its arrows, but you don't have to pick up a second one. Let others be tossed by the waves of reaction. You can remain the still, deep waters beneath. That's your strength. That's your freedom. Lesson 3. Accept change. Flow like a river. A river never fights the rocks in its path. It doesn't resist, doesn't complain. It simply flows. And over time, even the hardest stones are shaped by its persistence. But a rigid tree, no matter how strong, will snap in a storm because it refuses to bend. Life is like the river, always shifting, always in motion. Those who resist it suffer. Those who flow with it find peace. Buddha said nothing is permanent. Everything is subject to change. Being is always becoming. Yet we spend our lives clinging to relationships, success, health, youth, as if they'll last forever. And when they inevitably change, we suffer. A job loss becomes an identity crisis. A breakup feels like the end of joy. Aging feels like betrayal. But suffering doesn't come from change itself. It comes from our resistance to it. Imagine being caught in a powerful current. If you fight against it, you exhaust yourself. But the current isn't your enemy. It's just doing what it's always done, moving forward. Life does the same. It changes. It moves. And when we resist, we suffer. But what if instead of resisting, we adapted? What if, like the reed, we bent instead of broke? Ask yourself, what change are you currently resisting? A loss you didn't expect? A shift in your path or purpose? A door closing that you thought would stay open? The more you resist, the heavier it becomes. But the moment you accept, the weight begins to lift. Resistance is a clenched fist. It holds on to pain. Acceptance is an open hand. It lets it go. Here's the mindset shift. Stop asking, why is this happening to me? Start asking, what is this trying to teach me? Every change brings a hidden gift. A job loss may lead you to your true calling. A breakup could become a lesson in self-love. A hard season may be preparing you for something greater. When you stop resisting and start listening, change becomes a teacher, not an enemy. To practice this, begin by observing your thoughts when change frustrates you. Notice when you're clinging. Gently remind yourself, this too is part of the river. Breathe, let go, and allow yourself to be carried, not by force, but with grace, because peace doesn't come from holding on. It comes from knowing when and how to let go. Ask yourself, are you resisting or flowing? Next time you're overwhelmed, pause and reflect. Am I resisting or am I flowing? Resisting leads to struggle. Flowing leads to peace. Now shift your perspective. See setbacks not as failures, but as redirection. Trust that what is meant for you will arrive in its own time, and what leaves is simply creating space for something better. Everything in life moves. Everything evolves. To fully embrace this truth, meditate on impermanence. Observe the world around you. Flowers bloom, then wither. The sun rises, then sets. Seasons come and go. Nothing lasts forever. And that is what makes life precious. So cherish what you have while it's here. And when it's time to let go with grace. Because in the end, peace is never found in clinging. It's found in releasing, in flowing. Like the river, you are meant to move forward. Like the reed, you are meant to bend, not break. The more you embrace change, the less it can control you. And once you learn to flow, nothing, not loss, not failure, not even time can disturb your inner calm. Lesson 4. Detach from the opinions of others. A lion does not seek approval from the sheep. It does not ask permission to roar. It does not shrink under judgment. It simply exists, in its strength, in its truth. But most people do not live like lions. They live like sheep, constantly scanning the room, wondering, what do they think of me? And in doing so, they become prisoners of opinions that were never theirs to begin with. Lao Tzu said, care about people's approval, and you will always be their prisoner. From childhood, we are trained to seek validation. The obedient child is praised. The conforming student is rewarded. The adult is measured by how well they fit in. And slowly we begin to live, not by our own truth, but by the reactions of others. If we're praised, we feel worthy. If we're criticized, we feel small. But that's an illusion. True self-worth comes from within, not from claps, likes, or applause. Consider this parable. A man walks through a market with his donkey. One stranger mock him. Fool, why aren't you riding it? So he climbs on. Another passerby sneers. How cruel, making the donkey carry you. So he gets off. Then someone else laughs. What an idiot, he's walking when he has a donkey. No matter what he does, someone disapproves. This is life. If you live trying to please everyone, you'll end up pleasing no one, including yourself. Ask yourself, am I living for me or for them? How many of my choices, how I dress, speak, work, are shaped by fear of judgment? What if, just for a moment, you let go of that fear? What would change? Detachment from opinion is freedom. This doesn't mean arrogance or ignoring good advice. It means understanding that external validation does not determine your value. Praise and criticism are two sides of the same coin. If you depend on one, you'll fear the other. The person who craves applause will crumble under rejection. The one who lives for approval will be shaken by disapproval. But the one who is centered in their own truth, unmoved by both, is free. To practice this detachment, question criticism. When someone judges you, ask, is this really about me or their own fear or projection? Most often their words reveal more about them than about you. Detach from praise and blame. Accept praise with humility, but don't let it define you. Listen to criticism, but don't let it unseat your peace. Align with your values. Make choices that reflect your truth, not someone else's expectations. Define success on your terms, because in the end, real peace is found not in being liked by the world, but in fully accepting yourself. So be like the lion, walk your own path, speak your truth, and never let the opinions of sheep silence your roar. Lesson 5. Don't personalize anything. It's not about you. A man walks through a village when someone suddenly shouts an insult. He pauses, smiles, and continues on. A bystander asks, "Why didn't you respond?" The man replies, "If someone offers you a gift and you don't accept it, to whom does it belong?" Just like an unwanted gift, negativity only affects you if you accept it. When you don't take it personally, it loses all its power. Buddha taught, "He who angers you controls you." Most people walk through life absorbing the emotions of others, A stranger's insult ruins their day. A coworker's tone fills them with self-doubt. A loved one's silence becomes a story they replay over and over. But here's the truth. It's not about you. People act based on their own inner world, their stress, their pain, their fears, projected outward. So when someone lashes out, don't internalize it. Instead, ask yourself, what's going on inside them that made them act this way? And why am I letting their storm enter my peace? When you stop taking things personally, you reclaim your emotional sovereignty. You realize you don't have to absorb every word, every tone, every glance. Most of it isn't even yours to carry. To practice this, when you feel hurt by someone's words, pause. Ask, is this truly about me or their story? Visualize negativity like a gift being handed to you. You can say no thank you. Strengthen your inner boundaries. Affirm, I do not take this personally. I am not responsible for someone else's reaction. Because when you stop personalizing, you stop suffering. And in that space, you find something precious, peace, that no one else can take from you. It's never about you. Let go of the burning coal. We live in a world where offense is taken easily. A stranger's rude comment, a friend's harsh words, a coworker's criticism. Each one feels like a personal attack. But here's the truth. It's not about you. People's words and actions are shaped by their own struggles, fears, and emotions. A person full of kindness will speak with kindness. A person full of pain will often lash out. Their behavior is a reflection of their inner world, not yours. But the moment you take it personally, you make it about you. You absorb their emotion and carry pain that was never yours to begin with. Imagine this. Someone throws a burning coal at you. If you catch it, you get burned. But if you let it fall, it harms no one. Negativity is the same. You have a choice. Will you catch the burning coal or let it go? This doesn't mean ignoring helpful feedback. It means learning to distinguish between constructive guidance and emotional projection. A wise person listens to truth, but does not absorb someone else's poison. How often do you let others dictate your emotions? One harsh comment ruins your whole day. One disagreement leaves you questioning your worth. But what if instead of reacting, you paused? What if you asked yourself, is this really about me, or is this about them? When you shift your perspective, nothing can shake your inner peace. It starts with awareness. When someone's words trigger you, pause, breathe, remind yourself, this is their perception, not my reality. Detach emotionally. What others think does not define you. If you rely on validation to feel worthy, you will always be controlled by others' opinions. Real freedom is needing no one's approval and fearing no one's disapproval. But here's the most powerful step. Respond with compassion. Most people who hurt others are hurting inside. A peaceful person does not provoke. A happy person does not try to bring others down. So when someone is cruel, see it for what it is. Their suffering, not yours. Instead of reacting with anger, respond with understanding. Instead of fueling their fire, starve it with silence or kindness. You are not responsible for their pain, but you are responsible for your peace. In the end, life becomes lighter when you stop taking things personally. People will always have opinions. Some will love you, some will misunderstand you, some will criticize you, no matter what you. But none of those changes who you are. When you no longer take things personally, you free yourself from unnecessary suffering. And when you stop reacting, nothing, no insult, no judgment, can disturb your inner calm. Lesson: every emotion is temporary. Let it flow. A man sits beside a river watching the water rush past. He picks up a leaf, drops it in, and watches it drift away. Everything flows, he whispers. The river holds on to nothing. Not a single drop of water stays in one place forever. Neither do emotions. Yet when sadness arrives, we cling. When anger rises, we let it consume us. We forget the truth. This too shall pass. These 4 words carry immense wisdom. Joy, sorrow, excitement, fear. Every feeling is fleeting. The problem is we forget. When happiness comes, we want it to last forever. When pain arrives, we believe it never will end. But emotions are like clouds in the sky, always moving, always changing. The key to peace is learning to observe, not attach. Think back to the last time you felt deep sadness. In that moment it felt endless, heavy. But where is that sadness now? It faded just like every emotion before it. And yet, when new pain comes, we make the same mistake. We believe this one will last forever. But no storm lasts forever. No night is without dawn. The only constant in life is change. When you understand this deeply, suffering loses its grip on you. Imagine you are meditating. A thought arises, maybe regret, maybe fear. Instead of reacting, you notice it. You don't push it away. You don't chase it. You simply observe. You become the witness, not the prisoner. This is emotional freedom. The moment you stop saying, "I am angry," and instead say, "I feel anger passing through me," you create space. You realize you are not your emotion. You are the awareness beneath them. What you observe, you begin to control. So ask yourself, what emotions are you holding on to right now, believing they define you? Is it heartbreak, frustration, fear of the future? What if instead of resisting, you allowed it to pass? What if instead of saying, "I can't handle this," you said, "This is temporary, it will pass," because it will, just like the river, just like the clouds, just like every feeling you've ever had. Let it move, let it flow, and watch peace return. Lesson 7. Sit with pain and let it pass. What if, instead of running from pain, you sat with it, knowing that, like everything else, it too will fade? Buddha taught, suffering does not come from pain itself, but from our attachment to it. The tighter we grip, the deeper we suffer. But the moment we let go, we find peace. Next time a difficult emotion arises, don't suppress it. Don't fight it. Don't become it. Just observe, breathe, label it gently, watch it dissolve. The storm may rage, but it will not last. And when it passes, you will remain calm, centered, free. Lesson 8. Practice the power of non-resistance. A man stands in a river, fighting against the current. The more he pushes, the more the water pushes back. Exhausted, he finally lets go, and something incredible happens. The river carries him, effortlessly. This is the power of non-resistance. How often do we fight reality? This isn't fair. This shouldn't be happening. Why won't things go my way? But reality does not change because we resist it. In fact, resistance only deepens suffering. A river does not break against a rock. It flows around it. The more we fight, the more life pushes back. But the moment we surrender, peace takes its place. Think of a time you held on to frustration, stuck in traffic, disappointed by someone. Life didn't go to plan. You resisted. This shouldn't be happening. But did that resistance help? Or did it only multiply your stress? Now imagine this. You accept. You take a breath and say, "This is what it is. Now how do I move forward?" No fight, no struggle, just flow. Whatever the present moment contains, accept it as if you had chosen it. Eckhart Tolle. These words hold the secret to inner peace. This isn't passivity. It's wisdom. It's choosing your response instead of reacting from frustration. Imagine a tree in a storm. A rigid tree snaps. A flexible tree bends and survives. Which are you? Do you resist, demanding life go your way? Or do you accept, adapting with grace? The moment you stop resisting, you gain clarity. Your energy is no longer spent fighting what you cannot control. Instead, you use it to navigate wisely. So ask yourself, what are you resisting right now? A person you want to change? A past you can't let go of? A future that frightens you? What if you embraced it instead? What if you stopped saying "this shouldn't be happening" and started asking "how can I best respond"? The moment you do, your suffering begins to dissolve. Buddha said, suffering is not in the event itself. It is in our resistance to it. When we argue with life, we lose. But when we accept reality and choose our response, we win. Next time things don't go your way, don't breathe, relax your body, then your mind. Ask, what's the best response here? Adapt, flow, and watch how peace follows. Lesson 9. Stop seeking happiness in the future. A man spends his whole life chasing happiness. I'll be happy when I graduate. I'll be happy when I get the job. I'll be happy when I find love. But each time he reaches a goal, happiness slips away, replaced by a new desire. Like a dog chasing its tail, he never catches it. How often do we do the same? I'll be happy when I have more money, when I lose weight, when I finally reach my dream. But here's the truth. The future is an illusion. It never truly arrives, and so we spend our lives waiting, never realizing that happiness was only ever available in one place. Right here, right now. There is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. Buddha. These words shatter one of the greatest illusions of life, that joy is something to be attained. Happiness is not a destination. It's a way of traveling. The problem isn't desire. It's attaching our peace to outcomes. We say, I can't be happy until I get this. And in doing so, we chain ourselves to dissatisfaction. Even when we get what we want, the joy, we quickly move to the next craving. The next I'll be happy when. Imagine a traveler walking through a breathtaking forest, but he's fixated on the end of the path. He ignores the trees, the bird song, the light through the leaves. This is how most people live, so obsessed with getting somewhere, they forget to live. But what if he slows down? What if he breathes in the forest? What if he notices the beauty? Suddenly, the journey itself becomes the joy. Are you postponing happiness for a future that may never come? How often do you overlook the beauty of the present moment? The warmth of sunlight on your face, the laughter of someone you love, the quiet joy of a deep breath. These are happiness, not someday, not later. Now. Listen. The more you chase, the more it runs away. A man runs through a field, desperately chasing a butterfly. Every time he reaches out, it flutters just beyond his grasp. He lunges, he swipes, but the harder he tries, the further it flies. Frustrated, he collapses into the grass, exhausted. Then something remarkable happens. As soon as he stops chasing, the butterfly comes to him, landing gently on his shoulder. This is life. The more we chase, the more things elude us. Love, success, happiness. When pursued with desperation, they slip through our fingers like sand. But when we stop grasping and start being, these things come naturally. How often do we chase? Because of fear. Fear of being alone. Fear of not being enough. Fear of falling behind. We chase people, trying to force them to stay. We chase success, believing it will prove our worth. But neediness repels. Desperation creates resistance. The things we truly seek, love, respect, connection, fulfillment, are drawn not to effort, but to inner peace. A river does not chase the ocean. It flows naturally toward. Likewise, what is meant for you will come when you stop chasing and start flowing. Do not chase after the world. Let it come to you. Buddha. This is not passivity. It's trust. Trust in the rhythm of life. Trust that what's meant for you will find you, not through force, but through readiness. Ask yourself, what are you chasing that keeps running away? A relationship slipping through your fingers, success that feels just out of reach. How would your life change if you let go of control and chose to flow instead? Start here. Shift from chasing to attracting. Build self-worth from within. Let go of the need for validation. Cultivate self-love, and watch the right people and opportunities find you. Practice detachment. If it's meant for you, it will stay. If not, no amount of effort will make it yours. Trust the timing of life. Impatience creates stress. Forcing creates suffering. Instead of asking, when will it happen? Ask, how can I grow while I wait? When you stop chasing, life begins unfolding in the most unexpected, beautiful ways. The butterfly comes to the one who sits still. Trust that what's meant for you will find its way, without force, without fear, without desperation. Let go and let life flow. Be grateful for everything, even the challenges. Life rarely unfolds the way we plan. Some days bring sunshine, others bring storms. But what if your peace didn't depend on either? What if you could remain centered, even in chaos? The secret is gratitude, not just for what's easy, but for everything, even the struggles. True resilience is not built by avoiding difficulty. It's built by embracing it as a path to growth. Imagine a blacksmith forging a sword. The metal must endure fire, pressure, hammering, before it becomes strong. Your struggles are that fire shaping you into a stronger version of yourself. Most people resist hardship. They complain, thinking, this shouldn't be happening to me. But Buddhism teaches, suffering is not the enemy. It is a teacher. Every challenge holds a lesson, if you're willing to see it. Think back to a time when life didn't go as planned. Maybe you lost a job, a relationship ended, a dream slipped away. It hurt. It felt like failure. But now, looking back, wasn't there wisdom in that pain? Maybe it forced you to grow. Maybe it opened a new door. Maybe it brought you closer to who you're meant to be. Most people live wishing things were different, but resistance creates suffering. Acceptance creates peace. So be grateful, not just when life is easy, but even when it's hard, because every challenge is shaping you, refining you, evolving you. Say thank you for the lessons, for the growth, for the fire that forges your strength. Gratitude is not denial of pain. It's seeing the meaning within it. And when you learn to say thank you, even in difficulty, you become unshakable, not because life got easier, but because you became wiser. When you start viewing obstacles as stepping stones instead of barriers, your whole perspective shifts. The storm is no longer something to fear. It becomes something to navigate with wisdom. Ask yourself, what if this challenge isn't here to break me, but to build me? What if instead of asking why me, I asked what can I learn? Gratitude isn't just about being thankful for what's pleasant. It's about appreciating the full spectrum of life, the losses that taught you resilience, the failures that pushed you to improve, the loneliness that helped you reconnect with yourself. When you shift your mindset, difficulty becomes part of the path, not a detour. Imagine waking up and welcoming challenge instead of dreading it. Imagine embracing failure instead of fearing it. This is the power of gratitude. It transforms every experience into an opportunity. How to practice this daily. Reflect on one challenge each day. Ask, what did this teach me? Write it down. Over time, patterns of growth will emerge where you once saw only struggle. Shift from resistance to curiosity. When overwhelmed, pause and ask, what is life trying to show me right now? Cultivate gratitude in the moment. Even when things go wrong, try saying thank you for this lesson. It may feel strange at first, but it rewires your brain to see life not as something happening to you but for you. You don't become unshakable by avoiding hardship. You become unshakable by embracing it with wisdom, not by wishing for an easy life, but by becoming stronger through every experience. Challenges will come, that is certain, but whether they break you or build you depends entirely on your perspective. Let life shape you. Welcome every experience, and nothing will ever disturb your inner peace again. Bonus lesson: serve others, but don't lose yourself. There is a delicate balance between giving to others and protecting your own well-being. Many people believe kindness means self-sacrifice, saying yes when they want to say no, giving when they have nothing left. But what happens when compassion turns into exhaustion? What happens when you give so much that there's nothing left of you? Imagine a candle lighting another. It loses nothing. It shares its flame without burning out. This is how true giving should be. You can offer your light, but if you burn yourself out, there will be no light left to share. Kindness should be like a river, flowing freely, abundantly, and with joy. But even a river needs banks, boundaries that keep it from overflowing. Many feel guilty setting boundaries, but self-care is not selfish. It's necessary. You are not helping if your giving comes from depletion, resentment, or guilt. True service flows from a place of wholeness, from a heart that is full, not empty. How to give without losing yourself. Set clear boundaries. Boundaries are not walls. They are gates that allow love to flow in both directions. Learn to say no when needed, not with guilt, but with peace. Give without expectation. If your giving comes with strings, approval, love, validation, it isn't genuine giving. Give freely and let go of the outcome. Honor your own needs. If you don't take care of yourself, you teach others that it's okay to neglect you too. A burnt-out candle cannot light another. A dry river cannot nourish anyone. To uplift others, you must first be grounded in yourself. The most compassionate thing you can do is to care for yourself deeply, so that your giving is joyful, sustainable, and sincere. Serve others, but never forget to serve yourself too. In this balance, you will find true harmony where kindness flows, yet your light never dims. Quick summary of the principles. Detach from external chaos. True peace comes from within, not from controlling the world. Sit with pain instead of resisting it. Suffering arises not from pain but from our attachment to it. Loosen your grip on difficult emotions. Observe, label, breathe, let go, watch the storm pass. Practice non-resistance. Surrender to the present moment and peace will follow. Stop chasing happiness in the future. Happiness isn't a destination, it's the way you walk the path. Shift from chasing to attracting. What's meant for you will come when you stop running and start trusting. Welcome challenges with gratitude. Every hardship holds a lesson. Ask, what is life trying to teach me? Give without losing yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup. Boundaries protect your energy. Let go of control. The tighter you hold on, the more life resists. Flow instead. Be present. This moment is life. If you can't find joy now, you never will. Let go to become unshakable. Let go of attachments, to opinions, to news, to distractions if you wish to remain steady amidst life's turbulence. Accept impermanence. Nothing lasts forever. Pain, joy, success, failure, all are fleeting. When you truly embrace this truth, you stop fearing change and start fully living. Detach from praise and criticism. People's opinions are not truths. They often reflect their own struggles, not your worth. Seek validation from within, and you'll never be shaken by the world outside. Embrace solitude. Solitude is not loneliness. It is the birthplace of self-awareness. Step away from the constant noise. Reflect. Breathe. Reconnect with your inner self. Stay present. The now is all you ever truly have. Regret steals from the past. Worry steals from the future. But both rob you of the only real moment. This one. Train your mind to be here now. Cultivate inner silence in a noisy world. In the chaos of modern life, stillness becomes a superpower. From silence comes clarity, wisdom, and deep peace. Don't personalize anything. It's not about you. People's words and actions reflect their own inner storms. When you stop taking things personally, you liberate yourself from unnecessary pain. Emotions are like waves. They rise, crest, and fall. You are not the wave. You are the ocean beneath it, vast, still, and deep. Observe your emotions. Let them pass without resistance. Practice non-resistance. What you fight, you feed. Accept reality as it is. Adapt instead of resisting, and suffering will loosen its grip. Stop chasing happiness in the future. Happiness is not a destination. It is a way of being, a presence found only in the now. The more you chase, the more it runs away. Desperation repels, but inner peace attracts. Focus on growth, on becoming whole, and everything meant for you will arrive naturally. Be grateful for everything, even the challenges. Hardships carry wisdom. Shift from complaint to curiosity, and obstacles will become teachers. Serve others, but never lose yourself. True fulfillment comes from giving, but never at the expense of your own peace. Set boundaries. Fill your cup before you pour into others. To the mind that is still, the whole universe surrender. In the rush of life, we seek stability in things that constantly change. Relationships, success, approval. But true strength is not found in control. It is found in flow. When you release the need to control, you uncover a deeper peace, a peace that remains steady, like the eye of a storm. Buddhism teaches, suffering arises when we resist life's rhythm. The mind clings to desires, fears, expectations, but all of these are illusions. When you embrace impermanence, you find freedom. Pain becomes a teacher. Loss becomes a lesson. Every moment becomes an opportunity for awakening. To live unaffected by life does not mean to feel nothing, but to feel deeply without being controlled by what you feel. Anger, sadness, worry, they may come, but they do not define you. Through mindfulness and awareness, you rise above reaction and live from stillness. The greatest freedom is not found in changing the world, but in mastering your response to it. To be calm in the middle of noise, to be peaceful in the middle of conflict, to be content in the middle of uncertainty. When you master your inner world, the outer world loses its power over you. This is the path of true liberation. Which of these principles speaks to you the most? Let us know in the comments below. If this video inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Insightful Journey for more life-changing Buddhist insight.